Chapter 1. The Prehistoric Period. The prehistoric period in the history of mankind can roughly be dated from 20 lakh BC to about 3500 to 2500 BC, when the first civilization began to take shape. The first modern human begins on the Homo sapiens set foot on the Indian subcontinent anywhere between 20,000 BC and 40,000 BC, and they soon spread throughout a large part of the subcontinent, including peninsular India. Man is said to have appeared on the earth in the early Pleistocene between 20,000 and 10 years before the present. It is now well established that the earliest human fossils found in Africa dated back to about 42 lakh years. These specimens show that the earliest human beings were shorter in height and had a smaller brain. The humans evolved over a period of these 42 lakhs years, and the present form reached about 50,000 years ago. The regular use of tools beginning 26 lakhs years ago in East Africa is well attested and accompanies many earlier and later hominin fossils. Except the solarity find of a hominid fossil from Hathanaura in the Narmada Valley, no early human fossils have been found in India due to the climatic conditions. According to the estimation of experts, cranial capacity of the fossil is equal to that of Homo erectus. The various sastra of the Shivalik hills containing stone tools have been dated between 20 lakh years and 12 lakh years ago. Another scientific data of the early stone tools came from the archaeological site of Bori in Pune district of Maharashtra, which is 13 lakhs and 80,000 years old. Stone Age. The age when the prehistoric man began to use stones for utilitarian purpose is termed as the Stone Age, on the basis of the specialization of the stone tools, which were made during that time. The Stone Age is divided into three broad divisions. First one, Paleolithic Age or the Old Stone Age. Second one, Mesolithic Age or the Middle Stone Age. Third one, Neolithic Age or the New Stone Age. Paleolithic Age. Paleolithic culture of India developed in the Paleolithic scene period of the Ice Age. Animal remains found in the Belen Valley in Mirzapur district in Uttar Pradesh shows that goats, sheep and cattle were exploited in Paleolithic Age. The human beings living in the Paleolithic Age were essentially food gatherers and depended on nature for food. The art of hunting and stalking wild animals individually and later in groups led to these people making stone weapons and tools. Crudely carved out stones were used in hunting, but as the size of the group began to increase and these were need for more food, these people began to make specialized tools by flaking stones, which were pointed one end. These kind of tools were generally used to kill small animals and for tearing flesh from the carcass of the hunted animals. The basic technique of making these crude tools were by taking a stone and flaking its sides with a behavior stone. The tools were characteristic of a Paleolithic age and were very rough. Human beings had come to make and use fire by this time. Based on tool technology, and Paleolithic age in India is divided into three phases. These phases are Lower Paleolithic culture, Middle Paleolithic culture, Upper Paleolithic culture, Mesolithic age. Lower Paleolithic culture. Dates available from various sites indicate that the Lower Paleolithic culture or the early Stone Age was quite widespread phenomenon between 5,000 and 50,000 its characteristic features. Used of hand axes, clevers and choppers. The raw materials used for making these stone tools are various kinds of stone like quartzite, chet and sometimes even quartz and basalt, etc. The lower Paleolithic tools have been found over a large area, virtually from all over India except the plains of the India, Saraswati, Brahmaputra and Ganga, where raw material in the form of stone is not available. Lower Paleolithic sites of the several types: habitation sites, factory sites associated with sources of raw materials, sites that combine elements of both these functions, and open air in sites of any of these categories subsequently. Some of the important sites of lower Paleolithic culture are Falgam in Kashmir, Belan Valley in Allahabad, Bhimbetik and Adamgarh in Hoshgarban district, 16R and Singsangi Talav in Nagaur district, Nevasa in Ahmedabad Nagar district, Husangi in Gulbarga district, and the famous site of Athirampakam, Tamil Nadu. Middle Paleolithic culture. The Middle Paleolithic culture can be dated between 15,000 BC and 40,000 BC or even slightly later on the basis of scientific dates. Its characteristic features and industries mainly based on flakes. The Middle Paleolithic tools technology is characterized basically by the flake tool industry. The tools are made on flakes obtained by striking them out from pebbles and cobbles. The tool types include small and medium-sized hand axes, clevers, and various kinds of scrapers, borers, and knives. The tools show regional variation, both the times of available raw material as well as shapes and sizes. Some of the most important sites of Middle Paleolithic period is Bambetka, Nevesa, Pushkar, Rohiri Hills of upper side, and Samsapur and Narmada. Upper Paleolithic culture. The Middle Paleolithic culture slowly evolved into the Upper Paleolithic culture. From the scientific dates available from the various sites, one may safely say that Upper Paleolithic culture lasted from about 40,000 BC to 10,000 BC. Upper Paleolithic culture is characterized by use of blades and burins. It appears that the concept of composite tools starts developing during the cultural period. One of the most remarkable discovery of the Upper Paleolithic period is that of a rubber-built, roughly circular platform of about 85 centimeters in diameter. The Upper Paleolithic culture tools have been found in Rajasthan, part of the Ganga and Belum valleys, central and western India, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. The main tool types of scrapers, points, shovels, burins, burners, knives, etc. Mesolithic age. Paleolithic age came to an end with the end of Ice Age around 9000 BC. An intermediate stage in Stone Age culture began in 9000 BC called Mesolithic Age or Middle Stone Age. The simple handled stone tools were now attached to their branches from trees with rope made from animal skin and sinew. These tools are known as hand axes, which could be flung at fast moving animals from a distance. Apart from hand axes, they also produced crude stone tipped wooden spears, borers and bunins. The characteristic tools of a Mesolithic age are microliths. The microlithic tools are characterized by parallel sided blades taken out from prepared cores of such fine material as chet, chalcedony, crystal, jasper, cornelian, agate, etc. Bagor in Rajasthan is the type set of microlithic excavations. These microlithic tools are generally 1 to 5 centimeters long, and these types include smaller version of Upper Paleolithic types such as points, scrapers, burins, awls, etc. Besides some new tool types like lunettes, rapages, triangles, arrowheads of various shapes and sizes. Bhimbetka near Bhopal presents the art of painting practiced by Paleolithic and Mesolithic people. It contains more than 500 painted rock shelters distributed in an area of 10 square kilometers. The exact date of these paintings is not certain, but some of the paintings are as old as 12,000 years. The prehistoric artist used natural white and red pigments in depicting the various themes which were close to his heart and sustenance. Some of the most important and extensively studied sites of Mesolithic culture and Bagor in Rajasthan, Langnaj in Gujarat, Sarai Nahar Rai, Chopani Mando, Mahdaha and Dandama in Uttar Pradesh, and Bhimbetka and Adangar in Madhya Pradesh. We got the evidence of the association of sheep and goat with Mesolithic people from Bagor and Adamgar around 6 million BC. This suggests that they may have partly adopted the settled way of life. We come to know that these communities were essentially hunters, food gatherers and fishermen, but also practiced some form of agriculture. Neolithic Age. Approximately 10,000 years ago, at the end of the Pleistocene Age, climatic conditions more or less similar to these of today were established in Western and Southern Asia. The most fundamental advance that has affected the course of human life was the domestication of a large number of animals and plants. The present evidence suggests that the West Asia, wheat and barley were domesticated by 7000 BC. The Neolithic Age or the New Stone Age was the last phase of the Stone Age, and he characterized by very finely flaked small stone tools as known as blades and Neolithic Age began in 9000 BC. In the world context, the only Neolithic settlement in the Indian subcontinent attributed to 7000 BC lies in Meghar, which is situated in Baluchistan, a province of Pakistan. The archaeological sites of Kili Gul Muhammad, Gumla Rana Gundai, Anjira, Mundiga and Meherga in the Kachi plain give evidence of a date between 7000 to 5000 BC. Of these, Megarha has been most extensively examined. The evidence shown that the habitation here began in about 7000 BC, but the early period no use of ceramic is seen. However, in about 1000 years' time, around 6000 BC, earthen pots and pans come in use, first handmade and then wheel made. The beads found with burial remains show that people used beads made of lapis lazuli, carnelian, banded gate and white marine shell. A single copper bead has also been found. The occurrence of shell bangles and pendants made of mother of pearl indicated long distance trade. Some of the most important Neolithic sites are Gufkaral and Burjahom in Kashmir, Meghara, Chakpani Mando and Kaldiva in Balam Valley in Uttar Pradesh and Chirand in Bihar. Besides rice, evidence for barley cultivation is attested in Maghara. They built houses of wattle and down with rammed floor, 10 cow, bull, goat, sheep and cultivated horse, gram, millet and ragi. The early Neolithic settles in the northwest in Burjahom lived in pit dwell rather than building houses, or the ground settlement at the Chirand in Bihar is relatively late. The Neolithic Age also saw the domestication of cattle, horses and other farm animals, which were used of dairy and meat products. An important invention of this time was the making of the wheel. The people of Gufkaral, a Neolithic site 41 km southwest of Srinagar, practiced both agricultural and domestication of animals. It is interesting that the Burjahom domestic dog and were buried with their masters in their graves. The placing of domestic dogs in the graves of the masters do not seem to be the practice with Neolithic people in any other part of India. We have the most decisive evidence of new patterns of subsistences in South India, almost contemporary with the Harappan culture. Some of the most important sites in southern India are Kodakal, Utnur and Andhra Pradesh, Tekkakolta, Maski, T. Narsipur, Sangankullu, Hallur and Brahmagiri in Karnataka, and Payimpalli in Tamil Nadu.